Let's look at our home a little bit differently today. Let's think about it as the game of Tetris, where everything in our home is a piece of the puzzle. And if those pieces do not fit together, we're gonna figure out what to do next. Just like when I was in high school many years ago and I would sneak on my laptop to try to play Tetris, I remember that in the beginning it would be slow and everything would fit into place, but then suddenly the pieces would start to fall faster and faster and you would feel that overwhelm and anxiety. That's where the Tetris effect can come into place. The Tetris effect allows us to change our perception of our clutter. In the book Think Again by Adam Grant, he talked about the Tetris effect and how our brains can get very fixated on patterns. And it really made sense to me because for most of my adult life, I would bring in a lot of things, always feeling like I needed to add that one more piece of furniture or one more piece of decor, and maybe then my house would feel perfect. And it was the pattern of feeling like I had less that brought me to a complete crash down about 5 years ago when I just realized I would rather burn my whole house down than live another day in my home. For so many years, I was fixated on more, that I thought if I had more furniture and more decor, suddenly, I don't know, the skies would open, my home would feel perfect, and I would finally feel at peace. That never happened. I listened to you guys talk about how hard it is to declutter and that you feel stuck, whether you are in the initial phase of just trying to figure out what you do and don't need, or then we get stuck in, should I sell these things? Should I donate them? Should I try to find a family member to give them to? There are so many decisions that we can easily get tripped up on and not be able to continue moving forward. But just like as Adam Grant talks about in the Tetris theory, our brain gets so stuck in this pattern that we do not know how to get out of it, and we think there is no hope to be able to move on and reach our goal of a clutter-free home. When in fact, he does talk about in the Tetris effect, people that actually play Tetris more often are able to have more flexibility in their thinking. And I think it correlates directly with decluttering. In the beginning, for really about a year, I did my best to declutter and I was still constantly bringing in more things. And then I was having to declutter more and more and more. And I just thought it was an endless process. But through that, I actually learned a lot because while I was decluttering, I was learning. And especially when I stopped meeting myself with guilt and shame of buying all these things and started just paying attention to what I was decluttering, I stopped buying those things that I kept getting rid of, and I had more flexibility to understand what I could live without and what I actually enjoyed keeping. He talked about how doing Tetris helps us with our critical thinking, which is the decision-making part of our brain. How do we know whether we need to keep something or not? No matter where you are on the decluttering timeline, which I've talked about, I'll link the video down below, but wherever you are, if you are feeling stuck, I want you to start thinking about how can I look at this problem differently? Where I might normally go into this closet and take everything out and feel very overwhelmed and then end up just stuffing most of it back in. What could I try that's different? And that's really where I've done a lot of different games over the past 5 years, whether it's a packing party or doing a 30-day declutter like the minimalists talk about. There are so many great ideas out there. And I challenge you that if you do feel stuck, just like in Tetris, and you don't see a way out of your clutter, that trying something new, even if it feels uncomfortable, which I guarantee you it will feel uncomfortable, you will be able to stretch your critical thinking and see a little bit outside the box. So one thing I really want you to focus on is reframing your perspective of clutter. And how can we do that? How can we reframe our clutter? And for me, it did take a while. But now when I'm looking at my home and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I start asking myself some questions. So I get critical about what is going on. I love this card game that we take it with us whenever we travel. And my husband said something really important when I'm playing that game is that you want to try and get the red car out of the parking lot, but you get really focused on the red car. And instead, what you need to do is, what is the first thing that I could do that would solve this problem a little bit? So when we're looking at our clutter, instead of looking at an entire room and feeling completely overwhelmed, I want you to focus on one corner or one drawer and reframe your perspective. If I made this one drawer a little bit easier, would it make this space work better? And if it does, great. Let's domino effect that and keep it going for another corner of the room. We need to visualize our space. And it's something that I didn't do at first and I really struggled with. Because when we're not visualizing our space, we don't know what the end product should be. It's what organizational pros do all the time. When an organizational specialist comes into your home, they're going to ask you exactly what you want. They're going to ask you to declutter with them, but they're going to mainly create a vision for you. What if your space could look like this and feel like this at the end? Would it be worth it to you? And that's what a lot of us aren't doing in our home. We're not visualizing what we really want the end product to be because either we're overwhelmed and our brain can't possibly think of anything different than what we have, or it's one extra step that maybe we just don't feel like we have time for. If you don't visualize where everything should go and how you want the room to flow, there's no way that you're going to get there. We're going to break our decluttering and our organization into manageable pieces. And so depending on who you live with or if you live by yourself, you want to find a piece and place in your home that you have control of. So for me, I started in my closet because my clothes were my clothes. My husband did not care what clothes I decluttered. It was all up to me. I had autonomy. As we are looking at the Tetris theory, we are going to think of the bigger picture of how these things fit together. There's a lot of organizational specialists that talk about this. There's a lot of different theories about how you should fit things together, but let's focus just on Tetris. When you are playing the game of Tetris, the cards are falling, the pieces are falling, and they're all different shapes, they're all different sizes. It's just like when I'm in my entryway and I have shoes, I have baskets, I have games I want to keep in there, hats, coats, gloves. How can I use the Tetris theory to help me to organize this highly easily unorganized space in my home? I realized that when I had 2 baskets in my closet, it just wasn't enough to hold everything that I needed. So I found one more basket that could fit in that closet and be manageable so that I separate out into smaller categories of things that I wanted to keep. It also really works with Dana White's idea of the container rule, where if you have a container, it doesn't matter if you want to keep some of the other things. If it doesn't fit in the container or the space, it can't stay. That's just like Tetris. If you are trying to win the game and you are putting a bunch of pieces together that aren't working, you need to go back to the basics. What is the absolute necessities that need to fit in that space? And the rest is really just going to be clutter. All right, so you can probably tell I'm pretty passionate about this because once I read this book, light bulbs just went off everywhere that I wish I had known before. But if you want to join a little community of minimalists who are trying to live a simpler life, then please subscribe. And of course, if you're decluttering here with us on Minimalese, then throw a heart emoji down below. So I have 2 more for you. And the next one is embracing letting go. How does this relate to Tetris? So in Tetris, you will have empty spaces, right? You will have those places where you just didn't have the right piece come down and you have to move on. If you focus on that one spot that went wrong, you're never going to win the game. But at the same time, those empty spaces can eventually help you out. So when I would play Tetris, I would sometimes get these massive lines down the middle that were completely empty. And it would stress me out that I hadn't found a piece to fit in them. Instead, what the Tetris effect tells us to do is to embrace that empty space. I love this idea when I am decorating my home and organizing my home because empty space is really a beautiful thing. Empty space means that we have possibilities. Possibilities to have more time, possibilities to maybe master a new craft or a new art or just do something different with our life than be constantly overwhelmed with all of these excess things. The empty space in Tetris means possibilities. And Tetris is a game that you only get better by doing more and more of it. As I said before, when I would declutter in the beginning, it was really difficult for me to figure out what I could get rid of and what I couldn't. And so often I would keep more than I needed. But it was only through years of decluttering, I don't want to discourage you, but Practice makes perfect. If you feel stuck right now in your decluttering journey and you don't feel like you are ever going to have a home that you feel comfortable in, I guarantee you that it is definitely possible. I was a person who constantly went to thrift stores. I was at a yard sale every single weekend, and that didn't change overnight. But what did change was that over time, I realized that things were not going to make me happy. Things could make my life a little bit easier, but things were not the driving factor for me anymore. I wanted to have enough things to make my life comfortable, but I didn't need so much that then I reached past my threshold and it became a place where I hated to be home. You are not going to learn the perfect way that you can declutter your home overnight. There is not even one video from me that is going to fix your decluttering problem. But keep watching, keep learning, and keep trying. Just like in Tetris, you may not be Grandmaster overnight, at least 99% of us. But if you continue to declutter and if you continue to get out of your box and not be held back by your old way of thinking, you will have an organized home by the end of this, and you will have learned a lot more about yourself. I definitely recommend reading Think Again by Adam Grant, and I wish you guys all the very best on your decluttering journey.